The starship Elysium drifted silently through the void, its hull scarred from a recent skirmish with pirate raiders. Captain Elias Grant sat in the dimly lit cockpit, nursing a cup of lukewarm coffee. The ship's AI, a snarky entity named Athena, hummed softly in the background, running diagnostics on the damaged systems. "Captain," Athena's voice chimed, breaking the silence. "I'm detecting an anomalous energy signature approximately 2.3 kilometers off our starboard side. It doesn't match any known ship signatures in the database." Elias frowned, setting his coffee aside. "Life signs. Scanning. One life form. Weak but present. Plot an intercept course. Let's check it out." The Elysium maneuvered gracefully through the debris field, its thrusters firing in short bursts. As they approached the source of the signal, Elias's eyes widened. Floating amidst the wreckage of a small alien vessel was a figure. A girl, no older than 20 in human years, her skin a soft iridescent blue, and her hair a cascade of shimmering silver. She was unconscious, her body encased in a fragile-looking survival pod that was rapidly losing power. "Athena, prepare the airlock. I'm going out there." "Captain, the pod's energy readings are unstable. You have approximately 6 minutes before it fails completely." "Noted." Elias suited up and stepped into the airlock, the cold vacuum of space greeting him as the outer door hissed open. He activated his magnetic boots and propelled himself toward the pod. The girl inside was ethereal, her features delicate and otherworldly. Her chest rose and fell faintly, a sign she was still alive. Working quickly, Elias attached a tether to the pod and activated the Elysium's winch. The pod was hauled into the ship's cargo bay, and Elias followed, sealing the airlock behind him. He pried open the pod's lid, and the girl's eyes fluttered open. Her eyes were a deep, mesmerizing violet, and they locked onto his with an intensity that made his breath catch. She murmured something in a language he didn't understand, her voice melodic but strained. "It's okay," Elias said gently, holding up his hands to show he meant no harm. "You're safe now." The girl's expression softened, and she reached out a trembling hand. Elias took it, surprised by how warm her skin felt despite her alien appearance. Over the next few days, the girl, whom Elias named Lyra after the constellation, began to recover. Athena managed to decipher fragments of her language, allowing for rudimentary communication. Lyra was from a distant star system, her people known as the Luminari. Her ship had been attacked by the same pirates that had damaged the Elysium, and she was the sole survivor. Lyra was fascinated by Elias and his ship. She followed him everywhere, her curiosity boundless. She marveled at human technology, her delicate fingers tracing the edges of control panels and tools. In return, she shared stories of her own world, a planet of crystalline forests and oceans that glowed under twin moons. One evening, as they sat in the ship's observation deck watching the stars, Lyra turned to Elias and placed a hand over his heart. "Elias," she said softly, her voice still accented but clearer now. "You saved me." "Why?" Elias blinked, taken aback by the question. "I couldn't just leave you out there. What humans do. We help each other." Lyra's eyes shimmered with unshed tears. "Among my people, to save a life is to bind it to your own. You have given me a second chance, and for that, I am forever grateful." Elias felt a lump form in his throat. "You don't owe me anything, Lyra. I'm just glad you're okay." But Lyra shook her head, a small smile playing on her lips. "It is not about debt, Elias. It is about connection. You have shown me kindness in a universe that can be cruel. That is rare." As weeks turned into months, Elias and Lyra grew closer. She learned to speak English fluently, her laughter filling the ship's corridors. She taught Elias about luminary culture, their art, and their deep connection to the cosmos. In return, Elias shared stories of Earth, its vast oceans, towering mountains, and the resilience of its people. One night, as they worked together to repair the ship's damaged engine, Lyra paused and looked at Elias with an intensity that made his heart race. "Elias," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "I must tell you something." "What is it?" She hesitated, her violet eyes searching his. "Among my people, when one saves another's life, it is customary to offer a gift, a piece of oneself. It is a symbol of trust, of unity." Elias frowned, confused. "What kind of gift?" Lyra placed a hand over her chest, and to Elias's astonishment, a soft golden light began to emanate from her skin. She closed her eyes, and the light coalesced into a small glowing orb. She held it out to him, her hand trembling. "This is a fragment of my heart, Elias. My essence. It is the greatest gift I can give." Elias stared at the orb, his mind reeling. "Lyra, I don't understand. What does this mean?" "It means," she said, her voice steady despite the tears in her eyes, "that I am yours, Elias. In every way that matters. My life, my heart, they are yours to keep." Elias felt a surge of emotion he couldn't quite name. He reached out, his fingers brushing against the orb. It was warm, pulsating with a rhythm that matched his own heartbeat. "Lyra," he whispered, "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything," she replied, smiling through her tears. "Just accept it. Please." Elias nodded, his throat tight. As he took the orb, it dissolved into his skin, a warm sensation spreading through his chest. He felt different. Lighter, somehow, as if a part of Lyra had become a part of him. The days that followed were filled with a newfound closeness. Elias and Lyra were inseparable, their bond stronger than ever. But their peace was short-lived. The pirates who had attacked Lyra's ship returned, their vessel looming ominously on the Elysium sensors. Elias knew they were outgunned and outmatched. "Athena, prepare for evasive maneuvers," Elias ordered, his voice tense. Lyra placed a hand on his arm. "Elias, let me help." "No," he said firmly. "I won't risk you." But Lyra shook her head. "You gave me a second chance. Now it's my turn to protect you." Before Elias could stop her, Lyra closed her eyes and extended her hands. A brilliant light erupted from her body, enveloping the Elysium in a shimmering shield. The pirates' weapons' fire bounced harmlessly off the barrier, their ship recoiling from the unexpected defense. "Lyra!" Elias shouted, his heart pounding. "What are you doing?" "Saving you," she replied, her voice strained. "Just as you saved me." The light grew brighter, and Elias realized with horror that Lyra was sacrificing herself to protect him. "No!" he cried, rushing to her side. "Stop. Please." But it was too late. The light reached its peak, and with a final blinding flash, the pirate ship was obliterated. Lyra collapsed into Elias's arms, her body limp and her skin pale. "Lyra!" he whispered, tears streaming down his face. "Don't leave me." Her eyes fluttered open and she smiled weakly. "I'm not going anywhere, Elias. I'm a part of you now. Always."